Hello, my dear student. I hope you all are keeping well. So, once again, welcome back to geography class. So, to understand the core of geography, you should know the different theories of geography. So, in this class, I am going to discuss one of the major theory of geography, that is isostasy. So, without any further delay, let's move on to the main topic. So you have already know and must have seen the different mountains that they have many peaks and relatively great heights. Similarly, the plateaus and the plains have plain surfaces and moderate to lower height respectively. On the contrary of this, the ocean basins and the trenches have the greater depths. So there is a great difference in height among these features. You also know that the earth is also rotating and keeping a perfect balance among these features. So let us try to understand this using a simple example. Suppose you are holding one stick each in your hand vertically and the height of the stick are different. Suppose 5 meter and 15 meter. Now you are moving into a particular direction. Do you have any difficulty in maintaining those two sticks in balance? Definitely you will have. The smallest stick will be easy to make a balance than the larger one. It is just the center of the gravity, and the center of the gravity of the smallest stick will be near to your holding hand in comparison to larger one. In the same way, the smallest surfaced features like the plain are more stable than the tall mountain. So we all know that there are various features on the surface of the earth like mountain, plateaus, plain, lakes, ocean, etc. And there is something which keeps the large landform in a state of equilibrium. Equilibrium means balance. So whenever the equilibrium is disturbed, there are violent earth movement takes place like earthquake, volcanoes, etc. So basically this equilibrium of the earth landform is explained by the theory of isostasy. So this isostasy word has been derived from the German word isostasius, which means equipoise or state of balance. The term isostasy was first used by the American geologist Dutton in the year 1989 to explain the gravitational equilibrium that exists between these continents as well as the ocean features. So this is the major concept of isostasy. Now there are two different theories which highly supports this isostasy theory. One by one we will discuss it. Now let's discuss the concept of Pratt on isostasy. So he studied Himalayas and he found some differences in the gravitational deflection. He studied the difference in the gravitational deflection of 5.236 seconds during the geodetic survey of Kalyana and Kalyanpur, which were located almost 620 kilometer difference of latitude northwards. He took the average density as 2.75 and came to know that the difference should have been 15.885 seconds. So he studied the rocks at different heights of Himalayas and neighboring plains. And he came to a fine conclusion that he found that the density of mountain is less than that of plateau. So this is your Himalaya and this is a neighboring plateau and plain. So the density of this mountain is less than this plateau region. Again, the density of this plateau region is less than the plain region. And the density of this plain region is less than the sea floor region. So this is what his findings were. He found that the density of mountain is less than that of plateau. The density of plateau is less than that of plain. The density of plain is less than that of the ocean floor. He concluded that there is inverse relationship between the height of the reliefs and density. So the height and the density were inversely related. That was his finding of the study. Then he put forward some assumption. They were, there is a level of compensation. So he said there is a level of compensation. So this red line is the level of compensation. So above this there is change in the density. So above this level there is variation in the density of different column of the land. But below this level there is no change in the density. That's what his assumption were. Density changes between the column and not within the column. That was the assumption he put forward. Now see, he gave example. He took mercury, and here this is the level of compensation. Density of mercury is 13.56 gram per centimeter cube, and here we have lead which is 11.3 gram centimeter cube, and iron which has 7.8 gram per centimeter cube, and antimony with 6.68 gram centimeter cube, zinc with 7.13 gram centimeter cube. So here the density is different. The density of lead is more and the density of antimony is less. So all elements has different densities. Though the densities varies at the level of compensation, they are equally spread. So this is what the law of compensation theory is all about. So the density is varying, but above the line of compensation there is change in density, but below the line of compensation there is no change in the level of density. So that's what he explained in this theory, that the law of compensation. Different columns with equal surface area, but there is difference in their height. Bigger the column, lesser the density. Smaller the column, greater the density. So bigger the column, lesser the density, and lesser the column, bigger the density. So according to him, density varies only in the lithosphere, not in the pyrosphere and barosphere. So according to Pratt, similar relation exists between mountain, plateaus, plains and ocean. All these landforms are floating over a substratum whose density is 3.3. Mountains have less density and will stand at the highest level, and ocean have the highest density and will stand at the lowest level. Plateaus, plain, basins, etc. will be somewhere in between the two extremes. Thus, Pratt explained the height of landmass are inversely proportional to their densities.